Book title: Rethink Wants vs Needs, Finding True Fulfillment. Chapter 1: The Illusion of Necessity. We've all been there, convinced that something, some possession, goal, or status, will complete us. It's a thought pattern we've likely developed from childhood, reinforced by the world around us. From ads promising happiness with the latest gadget to social media influencers showcasing what seems like the perfect life, we're constantly told that there's something missing. Something we need. But is that really true? Consider Sarah. For years, Sarah dreamed of owning a luxury car. She worked hard, saved diligently, and finally, one day, she bought the car of her dreams. The initial thrill was exhilarating. She took it for drives, proudly showed it off to friends, and felt a sense of achievement every time she got behind the wheel. But then, something shifted. The thrill faded. The novelty wore off. She found herself facing the same stresses and challenges she had before. The car hadn't solved her problems. In fact, in some ways, it added to them: expensive insurance, maintenance costs, and the pressure to maintain her new image. This is a common experience. We tell ourselves that the next thing we acquire will be the solution to our discontent, that it will elevate our lives. But often, that thing, whether it's a new car, a bigger house, or a promotion, only brings temporary satisfaction. Once the excitement wears off, we find ourselves wanting something else. What if we stopped chasing? What if we began to question whether we truly need the things we're striving for, or if we've simply convinced ourselves that we do? Chapter 2: The Difference Between Wants and Needs. Let's start with a simple concept: needs versus wants. Our needs are the things essential for survival: food, shelter, clothing, safety. These are the basics. Everything beyond that falls into the realm of wants. But the line between the two often becomes blurred. We begin to treat our wants as though they are necessities. We tell ourselves that we need that new phone, that bigger house, or that designer bag. We convince ourselves that without these things, we're missing out, that we're somehow incomplete. But here's the reality: most of what we think we need, we don't. Our actual needs are far fewer than we've been led to believe. Take Jason, for example. He had a successful career, a comfortable home, and a loving family. But he felt restless. Every day, he scrolled through social media, seeing friends and acquaintances flaunting their latest purchases: new cars, exotic vacations, expensive gadgets. Jason began to feel like he was falling behind. He convinced himself that he needed to upgrade his lifestyle. He started working longer hours, saving less, and spending more on things he thought would bring him happiness. But instead of feeling fulfilled, he felt empty. The more he acquired, the more he realized that these material possessions weren't filling the void he felt. Jason's story isn't unique. We've all fallen into this trap at one point or another, believing that if we just had more, we'd be happier. But what if happiness isn't about more? What if it's about less? Chapter 3: The Cost of Chasing. The pursuit of wants often comes with a price, not just financially, but emotionally and mentally. When we're constantly striving for more money, more things, more recognition, we place ourselves under immense pressure. We become stressed, anxious, and dissatisfied with what we have. We compare ourselves to others and feel like we're always coming up short. This endless chase for material wealth or status can also take a toll on our relationships. In our quest for success, we may neglect the people who matter most. We become so focused on what we don't have that we forget to appreciate what we do have. Look at the story of Emma. She was an ambitious professional, always chasing the next promotion, the next raise, the next title. She worked late into the night, sacrificed weekends, and skipped vacations. She told herself it was all worth it, that once she reached the top, she'd finally be able to relax and enjoy life. But as the years passed, Emma realized she had missed out on countless family gatherings, her children's milestones, and precious moments with her loved ones. The irony. When Emma finally achieved her goal, she felt more alone than ever. The success she had worked so hard for came at the cost of her most important relationships. And now, she found herself yearning for the very things she had neglected along the way. Chapter 4: Redefining Success. So, what's the alternative? How can we break free from the cycle of wanting and start living a more fulfilling life? It begins with redefining success. For many of us, success is measured by external markers, wealth, possessions, status. But what if we shifted our focus? What if success was about more than just what we have? What if it was about who we are, the impact we make, and the relationships we build? Consider Luke, a man who once measured success by his bank account and the size of his home. But after a series of life-altering events, he began to question his values. He realized that his relentless pursuit of material wealth hadn't brought him happiness. In fact, it had left him feeling disconnected and unfulfilled. So, Luke made a conscious decision to redefine success. He downsized his home, simplified his life, and started focusing on what truly mattered to him, spending time with family, pursuing his passions, and giving back to his community. And in doing so, he discovered a deeper sense of fulfillment than he had ever experienced. Success, Luke realized, wasn't about accumulating more. It was about living with purpose and intention. Chapter 5: Finding Fulfillment. Fulfillment doesn't come from the things we own or the status we achieve. It comes from within. It's about aligning our lives with our values, finding joy in the simple things, and cultivating meaningful connections with others. It's about recognizing that we already have enough. When we stop chasing after more and start appreciating what we have, we open ourselves up to a new kind of abundance, one that can't be measured by material possessions. We find contentment in the present moment, in the relationships we nurture, and in the experiences that shape us. Chapter 6: The Power of Letting Go. One of the most liberating things we can do is let go of the belief that we need more. When we stop placing our worth in external things, we free ourselves from the pressure to constantly strive for more. Take a moment to consider what you're holding on to. What possessions, goals, or desires are weighing you down? What would happen if you let them go? Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means making space for what truly matters. It means shifting our focus from accumulation to appreciation, from external validation to internal fulfillment. Chapter 7: The Path Forward. As we move forward, let's challenge ourselves to rethink our wants and needs. Let's question the stories we've been told about what it means to be successful and fulfilled. Let's shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have. Because the truth is, we don't need more to live a meaningful life. We already have everything we need within us: our creativity, our resilience, our capacity for love and connection. It's time to stop chasing after things and start living with intention. Conclusion: the journey within. In the end, the journey toward fulfillment isn't about acquiring more. It's about discovering who we are, what we value, and how we can live in alignment with those values. It's about embracing the present moment, appreciating what we have, and finding joy in the simple things. So, as you turn the final page of this book, I encourage you to take a moment and reflect. What do you truly need? What brings you real fulfillment? And how can you begin to live a life of intention, starting today?